Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video on the Gooners and Gloves Podcast channel. In today's video, it's going to be the 58th Gooners and Gloves Podcast, and I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts and reactions to Arsenal's game versus Real Madrid in the Champions League quarter-final first leg at the Emirates Stadium. I'm going to go over the full game, what I thought of everybody's performances, how I'm feeling heading into the second leg, and just generally how I thought everything went essentially. So currently it's half time, and I'm just going to go over obviously the first half, and then later on in the video I'll do the second half. So currently the score is 0-0, so the deadlock has not yet been broken at the Emirates Stadium, but in spite of the fact that it's 0-0, it has actually been a quite entertaining 0-0 first half. Lots of chances on both ends, lots of eventful moments, so definitely an entertaining first half in spite of the fact that the deadlock has not been broken yet. So let's get straight into it. So the game started, and what an atmosphere at the Emirates. The atmosphere is absolutely incredible. You know, all the seats full, the tifos, you have all the, you know, the fans just waving the scarves around, singing North London Forever. It's an incredible atmosphere. You can see all like the smoke in the air and stuff. It's just an incredible atmosphere. So I just wanted to first comment on that. The atmosphere tonight is absolutely incredible. Even on the TV, I can just hear it, and it's so loud. So I couldn't even imagine what it must be like in the stadium. So definitely an incredible atmosphere created by our fans tonight. And to be fair, the Real Madrid fans are certainly doing their bit as well. 3,000 of them in the Emirates Stadium currently. So just a really, really cool way to start off the game. Obviously, the Champions League anthem was really good. It really was a fantastic Champions League anthem, and everyone joined in. So I just really wanted to comment on how exciting the atmosphere has been. It's loud, it's exciting, it's honestly a cauldron-like atmosphere, and yeah, so that's the first thing I wanted to comment on. But getting into the actual game itself, so obviously as expected, it started off a little bit nervy, which, you know, I definitely expected. Obviously Arsenal are young, you know, obviously we're not too experienced in these Champions League sort of games, so naturally there was a tiny bit of nerves at first. A couple of initial mistakes which could have led to goals but thankfully didn't. One which put Vinicius Jr. through on goal, and then another one which put Kylian Mbappe through on goal. The one that Vinicius Jr. was in on goal for, William Saliba dealt with really well, and then Mbappe's one, I think it was saved. So yeah, definitely a shaky start. Some mistakes made it early with the defending. As expected, Kivior, naturally, look, I can't blame him. He's just not experienced, I understand, and to be fair, he's not actually having that bad of a performance. Like, there's been a couple of sloppy moments from him tonight, but to be fair, so far I think he's actually doing decently. He's honestly having an alright performance so far, not too bad. Obviously nowhere near the level of Gabriel, but we already expected that. So to be fair, not a terrible performance so far. Hopefully he kind of just calms down. Hopefully the first half has sort of settled his nerves a bit, and now he can come out for the second half and just be a bit more confident on the ball. But to be fair, not a bad performance from him so far. So yeah, while it started off a bit nervy, I think we did really well to grow into the game, and I think by the end of the first half we really grew into the game, and you could see that our players have a lot more confidence. So yeah, so the early chances were definitely Real Madrid's. Kylian Mbappe had one, Vinicius Jr. had one, Vinicius Jr. had another one where he tried to cross it in, but it went over the crossbar. So definitely the early chances were Real Madrid's, but Arsenal definitely came back into the game, and we've been creating some really good chances, especially in that last sort of 20 minutes. We've definitely been knocking on the door without a doubt. Obviously the big chance that I want to talk about is the one that happened literally a few minutes before the end of half time. Jurrien Timber with a fantastic ball over to Declan Rice, and then Rice with a really good header. Thibaut Courtois gets a really good save on it, and then Martinelli follows up the rebound, and again Thibaut Courtois makes a brilliant save. So definitely fair play to Thibaut Courtois on that double save. It was an excellent double save for Real Madrid. For me, that was definitely the best chance of the half. But aside from that, Bukayo Saka has squared several balls which unfortunately nobody was able to finish. Several times Saka was able to beat Alaba, which, by the way, I think Saka's doing really well against Alaba. He's definitely skilling him up. He's doing well. You know, Saka isn't having his absolute best game, but he's doing decently. You know, he's doing well against Alaba, and to be fair, he has created a couple of opportunities, a couple of times where he was able to get past Alaba, square the ball across, but unfortunately nobody was there to finish, and it happened twice. One of them, arguably, Saka could have maybe hit the ball instead, but still, I can see what Saka was going for, and to be fair, he did create the chance. It's just that, unfortunately, as mentioned before, because we just don't have that, you know, that number 9 with like the killer instinct, you know, nobody was able to go and finish it, but still some good chances and some promising signs there. And then of course the set piece deliveries have been on point. Definitely the corner deliveries from Saka, I think he got 2 in a row which were both on target, and Courtois definitely struggled to save. And I think there was another one where we got a really good header on it which nearly went in, but unfortunately William Saliba actually blocked it on the line. It happens, it's annoying, but it happens. So definitely some really good chances created from Arsenal, some good chances for Real Madrid. The possession is definitely in Arsenal's favour. Arsenal's had more of the ball and also has been making the more accurate passes. So I honestly think it's been a really solid half from Arsenal. So far, I would definitely say that Miles Lewis-Skelly is my personal man of the match so far. Definitely, Lewis-Skelly was sensational in that first half, making so many good passes. He honestly should have an assist by now. He created several really good chances with passes. Just a really, really good performance from him. Brilliant performance, great runs, great defending. He's doing so well. And to be 18 years old and starting against Real Madrid and playing this well, like, you just have to tip your hat off to Miles Lewis-Skelly. I mean, 18 years old and playing this well against Real Madrid, you just have to respect it. So massive shout out to Miles Lewis-Skelly. For me, so far, the man of the match. I think Jurrien Timber's been brilliant as well. Really good defending. There was actually an initial moment where he went down and I was really hoping he wouldn't come off. Thankfully, he didn't. So hopefully he's okay. He's definitely had some injury scares in recent games. So just hopefully he can get through it. But Jurrien Timber for me was fantastic tonight. Really, really good performance so far. Definitely really impressed with him. Just really good defending. As I said before, he created for me the chance of the first half. By far the best chance of the first half when he squared the ball over to Declan Rice and then Rice headed it. And then obviously Gabriel Martinelli followed it up. So really good chance created there by Jurrien Timber. So in general, I think Jurrien Timber and Miles Lewis-Skelly down that left and right hand flank have probably been our two best players. They've defended really well, they've come forward really well, and it's been a really good performance from them. Odegaard's still probably trying to find his feet in the game. He's had a few good runs and passes, but I think Odegaard is still probably just trying to find his feet. But no problem, you know, it's obviously his former club as well, so hopefully he can get something. I'd love to see Odegaard on the score sheet, because obviously it is his former club. I just think it'd be really cool if he can score. But all in all, I'm genuinely really pleased with the way we've played. I think we've played really well in this first half, and hopefully now we can build on this into the second half. Real Madrid definitely had a couple of opportunities near the end there, but thankfully they did not score, because you don't want to be conceding right before half-time. So 0-0 is currently the scoreline. I'm honestly really pleased with how Arsenal's playing so far. Yes, there was a couple of those like defensive shaky moments, but with the exception of those, I think we've pressed really well, we've held on to the possession well, we've passed well, the corners have been really good, and just in general, I think we're really putting that pressure on Real Madrid, and fair play to them. They haven't cracked under the pressure, they've defended well, they've saved really well through Thibaut Courtois, but hopefully eventually with enough pressure we can find that goal. But genuinely, I'm really enjoying the game so far. Even if I was a neutral, I'd be enjoying it, because it's just been really entertaining so far. Loads of chances for both Arsenal and Real Madrid, and just in general, it's a very like open, very explosive sort of game, and you know, these are the games that we love to see. So really enjoying it so far, and hopefully we can build on this in the second half and go on and get that win. We'll see what happens, but so far I'm genuinely pleased with how Arsenal's playing. I think they're handling the pressure really well. I think they're definitely you know, I don't think they're letting the pressure get to them too much. You know, initially there were a few mistakes and a few lapses of concentration, but I think we've grown really well into the game now, and I think Mikel Arteta will really encourage them to keep pushing on and keep building into the half and not allowing the occasion to get to them. But yeah, for me, definitely so far, Miles Lewis-Skelly has been my man of the match without a shadow of a doubt. He was sensational in that first half, but also special mentions to, of course, Bukayo Saka, Jurrien Timber, Declan Rice, etc., who I think are also having really good performances. Speaking of Declan Rice and Jurrien Timber and Gabriel Martinelli, they're all currently under threat of suspension in the next round if they get booked, so I'm just really hoping they don't get booked. Just really keeping my fingers crossed that they don't get booked. And speaking of bookings, I'm not gonna lie, Real Madrid I've just got to be honest, I do think Real Madrid got away with some serious fouling in that first half. Like, they committed a lot of fouls which the referee didn't call, and I think they probably started to pick up on the fact that the referee wasn't really punishing them, because I'm not gonna lie, they were committing some fouls. I mean, even a couple of their at threat of suspension players like Camavinga and Luka Modric committed fouls that were arguably yellow cards. So I definitely think the referee is letting Real Madrid get away with a bit here. I'm just being honest, I do feel that there was a lot of times where they were fouling, and also vice versa whenever we'd foul, and obviously ours were fouls. I'm not saying that the referee shouldn't have called them fouls, it's just the fact that for us, like, he just doesn't call it, and then as soon as we foul Real Madrid, he instantly whistles, he instantly points and says foul, and it's like, I don't know, it's just obviously I don't want to be too accusatory of the ref, and I don't want to blame the ref, but I definitely feel that he is letting Real Madrid get away with quite a lot of fouling over here, and arguably they already should have some suspended players in the second leg with the fouls that they've been committing, but alas, that's how it's been. Hopefully that doesn't carry on into the second half, but all in all, a really entertaining game so far. Hopefully the deadlock can be broken and we can go on and get this win, but I'm really impressed with how the team's playing. I think they're handling the pressure well, I think they're doing well. I think Kivior's having a decent game, a couple of shaky moments, but I think given the magnitude of the occasion, I think he's definitely handling himself well, and he's working well with William Saliba, which is good to see. Obviously Jurrien Timber and Miles Lewis-Skelly are absolutely brilliant so far, so fair play to them. David Raya hasn't had a lot to do, but whenever he's been called on tonight, he has made the saves. He had a really good chance from Kylian Mbappe, which he was able to save. So he's doing his job. The attackers are certainly doing theirs. Saka's created some chances. Rice got the really good header. Martinelli got the rebound, which was saved. So definitely some good chances being created. And then, yeah, so hopefully we can work our way into the game. But I'm really enjoying the game so far. I think it's been brilliant. I think the team's playing really well. And obviously Real Madrid are playing really well as well. So hopefully we don't let the pressure get to us. But currently it's 0-0. The deadlock remains. So hopefully we can now head into the second half, put on a big performance and get this win so we could take an advantage over to the Santiago Bernabeu. But I will catch you guys for the second half. Hopefully we've got some goals to talk about, and hopefully there's going to be some more stuff I can mention, and hopefully we can get this victory and go to the Bernabeu with an advantage. But with that, I'll see you guys in the next half of the video where I talk about the second half. Hopefully the deadlock has been broken and hopefully there's some stuff to talk to you guys about. But I'll see you guys for the second. Okay guys, so I just finished watching the second half and oh my word, what a sensational second half and what a result. I'm absolutely speechless. I'm over the moon. I'm ecstatic. I seriously cannot stop smiling, and seriously, like, I will never forget this day. For me, this is without a doubt the greatest result in Emirates Stadium history. We've just beaten Real Madrid 3-0 at the Emirates, kept a clean sheet, put 3 goals past them, and honestly 3-0 is flattering. I'm just going to say it as it is. I do think 3-0 was a flattering scoreline because this genuinely could have been about 7 or 8. I'm not even joking. This honestly could have been about 7 or 8. I think they had like 2 goal line clearances and about like 4 or 5 saves from Thibaut Courtois. So this could have been a lot worse, and I'm just so proud of Arsenal. I cannot sing their praises enough. I've got so much to talk about in the second half, and you know, as I asked for in the first half analysis, the second half absolutely delivered. And seriously, what a game. And don't get me wrong, I know we still have to go to the Bernabeu. I'm not dismissing that, but after a performance like that and being 3-0 up and knowing that we could have scored even more, I just don't see how we don't now manage to go through. Obviously, I know it's the Bernabeu. I'm not going to be arrogant about it. I'm not going to be cocky about it. It's still the Bernabeu. You never know. But I don't see how we could possibly screw this up now. We've just put on the performance of a lifetime, the greatest performance and result in the Emirates Stadium history, and very clearly the best ever performance under Mikel Arteta. So I just really, you know, I'm so proud of the boys, and I'm just going to basically be singing their praises because they deserve it. They've had such a rough season. There's been so many things that have gone against Arsenal, and tonight they really showed up. They really showed out, and in a result that we really needed, we've just absolutely pulled it off. So let's get into this. This video's already been kind of long because I've discussed quite a lot, but let's get into everything that happened in the first half. So of course, the elephant in the room, Declan Rice, easily the man of the match. There's no question about it. Lewis Skelly was still brilliant, and he did manage to get an assist, but you've got to give it to Declan Rice. 2 free kicks. 2 direct free kicks from Declan Rice, absolute beauties. What, like, seriously, these 2 free kicks were absolutely sensational from Rice, and it's just mind-boggling because at West Ham, Declan Rice never scored one single direct free kick, seriously, in like, I think over 300 games for West Ham, he never once scored a free kick, and now he's just done it twice for Arsenal in the span of about 12 minutes against Real Madrid, and not just against any Thibaut Courtois, a Thibaut Courtois that was honestly in great form. I mean, tonight he made a lot of saves, and in my opinion, Thibaut Courtois is one of the main reasons why it's only 3-0 and not about 6 or 7-0, so like the fact that Rice was able to beat Thibaut Courtois not once but twice in a Champions League game with direct free kicks, he was absolutely sensational. Those 2 free kicks, the first one, an absolute beauty, must have been about good 25 to 30 yards out, absolutely curls it in, beauty of a free kick, and then the second one was a bit closer but still gets it top bins, and honestly I'm so happy for Declan Rice. Those 2 free kicks were absolutely sensational. The first free kick is probably like Arsenal's goal of the season so far, just when you also consider kind of the magnitude of it all and the occasion. In my opinion, the first free kick is probably Arsenal's goal of the season just because of the occasion and the fact that it was such a sensational goal, and for me that goal was the turning point. That goal completely turned everything around. Obviously up until that point it was quite an edgy, it was quite like a close game, you know, like you know, very even, very close. Real Madrid was still kind of getting back in it, so the fact that Declan Rice was able to just completely like hit that free kick so beautifully, it was just amazing, and it definitely rocked Real Madrid on their heels, no questions about it. It completely rocked Real Madrid on their heels, and from there we were able to turn it around. And then the second free kick, beautiful, right into top bin. So without a doubt, Rice is the man of the match. I mean, there's nobody else I could even think about giving it to. Sensational free kicks, but aside from the 2 excellent free kicks that he scored, it's also the fact that he was so good in midfield today. He was really composed, he was really calm, he really won a lot of the midfield battles. His passing was great, you know, his corner delivery was really good. So just a sensational performance from Rice, and it really just shows that this this is why we pay the big bucks in football. It does sometimes pay off, and without a doubt tonight it paid off, and Declan Rice was excellent. Miles Lewis-Skelly actually got an assist, which I was really happy for him. And by the way, in my opinion, Miles Lewis-Skelly is still sensational. He was still excellent tonight. And, you know, even though Declan Rice, obviously, for me, got man of the match, Lewis-Skelly is a very close second. Don't get me wrong. Lewis-Skelly was excellent tonight. His passing was still on point, and that carried on into the second half. Created some really good chances. Obviously, got the assist on Marino's goal, which, by the way, what a goal that was from Marino. We'll talk about that one in a second. But Miles Lewis-Skelly created loads of chances, continues to defend really well. So massive shout out to Lewis-Skelly. Really, really good performance. Massive shout out to Jakub Kiwior. I thought Jakub Kiwior was excellent in the second half, and overall I think he did well tonight, and I absolutely tip my hat off to Jakub Kiwior. Let's really show him the appreciation. It's not easy to do what he did tonight, to play in such a massive game in front of so many people and with so many expectations to be trying to replace Gabriel, but he was excellent. In my opinion, he smashed it tonight, so massive shout out to of course, Jakub Kiwior. Jakub Kiwior for me was excellent. I thought he did really well. Was a little bit shaky initially in the first half, but he completely grew into the game, and in my opinion, he had a great second half. Really good interceptions, great passing, and just a really good performance. So massive shout out to Jakub Kiwior. He did well to step in Gabriel's shoes tonight, and massive respect to him, because what he did tonight is not easy. I said I really like Jakub Kiwior. Like, whenever I've said on the past that he's mistake prone and stuff, it doesn't mean that I don't like him. It doesn't mean I've got an issue with him. I'm just saying it kind of how it's been in the past, and I even said in yesterday's podcast that he's a bit more mistake prone, but you know what? He smashed it tonight, and for that I've got nothing but admiration and respect. So big up to Jakub Kiwior. So those were Declan Rice's goals, and then of course Mikel Merino's goal. What a finish, by the way. Really good finish. Mikel Merino continuing to score from number 9. Great finish by Mikel Merino. Really happy for him. I thought he finished it brilliantly. Really good into that bottom left, off a great ball from Lewis-Skelly, and the drive from Lewis-Skelly for this assist was just excellent. He got through like 2 or 3 different defenders, nutmegged one of them, and Lewis-Skelly is just so good, man. He's absolutely unreal, and I thought tonight he was so good. So Mikel Merino with a beautiful finish into the bottom left, celebrates with the crowd, and at this point the stadium was just an absolute pandemonium. I mean, I was an absolute pandemonium. Like, every single goal, I was so happy just by myself in my room, but honestly I was just so happy and just screaming my head off, and it's just incredible. Like, these are the nights that we love. These are the nights that remind us why we love our football clubs, and for me, nights like these are exactly why I love Arsenal. So Arsenal remain unbeaten against Real Madrid in the Champions League. We've faced off 2 other times and we've won, and now we've won again tonight. So but again, as mentioned before, we are still going to the Bernabeu. I'm not just trying to act like we're definitely through. I personally think we will go through. I think we've got what it takes to be able to hold on to the results, but obviously just saying, like, I'm not saying we're definitely through. We're obviously on to the next leg. Speaking of the second leg, Eduardo Camavinga will be suspended for that leg. It was already confirmed when he got a yellow card, but he even doubly confirmed it by getting himself a second yellow card and getting sent off. So Real Madrid in that final minute did actually go down to 10 men. You could just tell they were frustrated, you know, and yeah, so Camavinga stormed down the tunnel. He was angry, and you know, he was going to be suspended from the second leg anyway, but now he definitely is, and he might even be suspended for more games because he got himself sent off. So yeah, thankfully every single one of our players managed to avoid suspension, which I'm happy about. So Declan Rice didn't get booked, Jurrien Timber didn't get booked, Martinelli didn't get booked, so I'm very happy about that, and they will all be available for selection. Obviously, with the league basically being done, you know, I think we could probably just still play our strongest 11 for the next game as well. But anyway, I'm just in absolute just dreamland right now. Seriously, what a game. I won't be forgetting this one in a hurry. This is the greatest result in Emirates Stadium history. This is the greatest result in the Mikel Arteta era. The other one being, of course, 5-1 Manchester City, but for me, this one absolutely tops it, and it was just unreal. It was absolutely unreal, and as I said before, it could easily have been way more than 3, but they defended well for the other ones. But honestly, this could genuinely have been about 7 or 8 goals. Seriously, it was just unreal. But that's kind of all I've got to say for it. 2 excellent free kicks by Declan Rice. Declan Rice, man of the match. A great assist by Lewis-Skelly. A really good finish by Marino. And then an excellent finish by, an excellent performance by Jakub Kiwior in place of Gabriel. Massive respect to Jakub Kiwior. He deserves a lot of praise for tonight. The one thing I was a bit concerning is that Declan Rice did come off and looked like he may have had a bit of discomfort. So really hoping he wasn't injured. Hopefully it was more of just a tactical sub. It probably was, but he did seem like he had a bit of discomfort. So hopefully that won't be an issue for next week, because we wouldn't really want to be losing Declan Rice. Saka also came off a bit early, but I think he's probably fine. I think that was probably always planned for him to come off early because he's still regaining match fitness. Not a terrible performance from him today. You could tell he's still kind of getting up to speed, but I thought he did alright tonight. Not a bad performance by any stretch. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up my thoughts on the game. I mean, just speechless, incredible performance. I'm so proud of this team. I love this club so much, and nights like these are exactly why. Incredible performance. The fans, by the way, were absolutely unreal. Like, massive respect to everyone in that stadium. The fans were unbelievable. The noise, the atmosphere. Obviously, I was just in my house watching it, so I can't even imagine what it must have been like in the stadium, and that clearly lifted the players. And yeah, this is one I won't be forgetting about for a very long time. Arsenal, an incredible performance, 3-0 up. Hopefully now we can go to the Bernabeu and secure our place into the semi-final, and in my opinion we can really start to dream about potentially winning our first Champions League. I don't see any reason why we can't do it. You know, if we can do that to Real Madrid, and why can't we to the other teams? But anyway, I'll catch you guys for the second leg. For now, we've got, I think it's Brentford at the weekend, so focus is now on Brentford. Get the minutes back in the legs, keep the confidence going, keep the motivation going, and head into the second leg. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. Please, leave a comment down below. Let's share in the joy of this result together. I really want to see as much positivity in the comments as possible, because I really do feel like the squad deserves it. You know, it's been such a tough season with so many injuries and red cards and unfair referee decisions that I feel like the squad just deserves some positivity. So please, down below, just show us some positivity, show the squad some positivity, and yeah, let's just all enjoy this result together. You know, there was a lot of people who doubted us, a lot of people who said we had no chance, and I think we've really silenced a lot of them today, and for that I'm so proud of the squad. But anyway, I could honestly go on forever talking about this result, but obviously I have to stop eventually. But all in all, an absolutely sensational result. Arsenal, I'm so proud of this team. We were absolutely unreal tonight, and what a performance. The greatest result ever in the history of the Emirates Stadium, without a doubt. And I know that the likes of Thierry Henry and Ljungberg and all of those Invincibles will be looking on this result very proudly after obviously what they accomplished against Real Madrid in 2005-06. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. Please let me know down below what you thought of this result. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on another video soon. I'll be uploading again on Friday the Ennis versus Staniosis prediction, so look out for that. The Arsenal-Brentford reaction, and then of course the Staniosis-Ennis reaction as well. So lots of content to come on the channel this week. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Have a great day, and I'll catch you guys on another podcast soon. Bye bye.